Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election held in Nigeria. That election was, the result of the election was controversially announced on March 1st, 2023, in which Usman Bugaje Tinubu was declared the winner of the election. And that outcome is being challenged right now at the Supreme Court after the petitioners failed to nullify Tinubu's election at the Presidential Election Petition Court. But one of the things or takeaways from that election is the role and the impact that Peter Obi played in it. Now that matter came to light in a recent interview by Dr. Bugaje, Usman Bugaje, an elder statesman and a former member of the National Assembly. He in the interesting interview with Channels Television, he tried to explain the impact of Peter Obi in that election, and his summary of the whole thing was that Peter Obi, the love and support that he enjoyed in 2023 presidential election was because the people of Nigeria, especially the youths, that they were looking for change. They wanted a change from the old order. And he rightly pointed out that the youths, and in fact, indeed the whole country, were fed up with the old order. The old order is epitomized by the People's Democratic Party that had ruled Nigeria for 60 years, beginning from 1999, and then the APC that had ruled Nigeria for 8 years, and they made things worse than they were even under PDP. So basically, the country was fed up with the old order, and he said that now Peter Obi came on board speaking the language that the youths can understand, the language of job, the language of integrity, the language of a new Nigeria. He said that was what put him apart from the rest, and that was why he enjoyed massive following across the country. Okay, now I'm particularly interested in this because, and coming from Bugaje, because oftentimes there is this erroneous impression that are being created, also fueled by people like Babajide Otitoju of the TVC, telling you that Peter Obi is only having support among the youths in southern Nigeria. But that is not true, because Peter Obi's fan base or support base cut across the whole country, north, south, east, west, everywhere, because the youths of Nigeria, they are bearing the brunt of the poor leadership that had characterized the 16 years of the PDP and the 8 years and counting of the APC. So it is really gladdening that you see a northern intellectual who you cannot say that he's not abreast of what is happening in his own environment, acknowledging the fact that the youth movement, which propelled the obedient movement, was a nationwide movement, in the sense that the youth of Nigeria were fed up with the old order and they wanted a new Nigeria. And I keep on telling people that if you are in doubt, just look at the reaction of the youths of Nigeria. when Tinubu was announced in the middle of the night that he was the winner. The next day there was no celebration. What you had in the country was almost like the piece of the graveyard. There was really nothing to show that a new government was on board in the country. So it was all these are all indications to show that indeed Nigerians were not excited that the old order continued to remain in power after the February 25 presidential election. So the interview is a very interesting and eye-opening. It should be eye-opening to a lot of people who are passing the narrative that the obedient movement is not nationwide. It was nationwide, and it is still nationwide. It cut across the whole country because the poverty in the country knows no ethnicity, knows no religion. The price of dollar today, it doesn't matter where you come from. If there's no way they're going to sell the dollar cheaper to you because you are from the northeast or from the northwest. The dollar now is selling for about 1,100 naira to the dollar. You can't come there to tell the business, to tell those in the business in zone 4 in Abuja or anywhere you are where these malams are selling these dollars or buying it. You can't come there and tell them because you are from the northeast or you are from the northwest that they're going to give you the dollar cheaper than they are giving the rest of the country. It's not going to happen because everybody is feeling the impact of the mess that the economy had become in the past how many years that the PDP and the APC had been in charge of the country. It's glaring. Everybody's feeling the pinch, no matter how some people pretend not to not to not, not to feel the impact. They feel it. There was even one funny one that I saw. That the person was attacking David Hundiyin. David Hundiyin in his X posting was talking about how all the efforts, all the things he has said about Tinubu and everything that APC used to defend before, they have now found out that most of those things are true, and that and all that. So one of them attacked Hundiye and said that yes, you have done everything, but the man still remained there. So the person in question is not challenging the fact that Hundiye didn't present factual information, but what he was saying that despite the fact that you have done that, but you can't remove the man from power. He is there. You can't remove him. Okay? So while he was doing all that, somebody went and they zoomed where he was sending his account number to Dele Momodu on Twitter. It appeared that Dele Momodu perhaps asked that anybody who needed help should send their number, the account number, so that he can provide some financial assistance to such people. So this same character, this same person that was insulting Hundiyin and promoting and was excited about Tinubu sent his account number, and somebody screenshot it and brought it out. So you found out that, what am I saying? Even those who claim that the country is Eldorado, many of them are secretly beggars, begging to survive because the economy does not discriminate in terms of its impact on the generality of Nigerians. Because when you have bad leadership, the impact will be general. It will be general. Nobody can easily escape it, except those who are directly beneficiaries of the system. Those who are directly part of the rent-seeking group but they are not many. They are a clique. They rarely allow people to enter. So they are the one that could be shielded from the impact of the economy as it is heading south. So it was obvious that the need for change, the quest for change, was nationwide. So you can now see that it is not true when people tell you that the obedient movement, the quest for change, it was only in the South that it was felt. It was nationwide because the nation, the youth of Nigeria wanted a change. Unfortunately for them, the institution of the state was used to ensure that they didn't get that change. And you can see the man Bugaje said so much in that interview to really expose the weaknesses in the present administration that is in charge until the Supreme Court says otherwise. So he analyzed the whole thing and concluded that it appears that even Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was touted as a man who can perform wonders, or who allegedly performed wonders in Lagos, even though some people still dispute that significantly, that he appears that he's not in charge. That was Bugaje concluded. He said that what is happening, the flip-flop change in policies and personnel, does not show that he was in charge or that he is in charge. And that was the summary of it. Now, that interview also added credence to what Baba Shilawal, the former secretary to the federal government of Nigeria, was saying, that it was actually Peter Obi that won the election, that Atiku Abubakar came second, and that Bola Ahmed Tinubu came third in his own independent verification. That was what he said. Now, both of them are Northerners, and both of them have acknowledged that there was a quest for change ahead of the 2023 presidential election. And I agree with them that there was indeed a quest for change, because the state of the country before the election shows that no reasonable society will allow APC to continue, because the statistics were so dire. They were so dire that really no man of conscience will allow the APC to continue. Because as at the time the election took place, APC had already made Nigeria the poverty capital of the world. The country has suffered about 3 recessions. The naira was already almost 900 naira to the dollar. The price of oil, fuel, had already skyrocketed. There was even scarcity of fuel. Then there was the shambolic change of Nigerian currency. Okay? Then you now look at the promises they made about insecurity. Data from United States agencies show that 63,000 Nigerians were killed under Muhammad Buhari. So what really did they bring on the table? What did they bring to the table? What did they solve? In 2015, they said that Jonathan doesn't know how to handle insecurity. They came in, and at the end of the day, under their watch, under the watch of a general, because they said Jonathan was just a bloody civilian, he don't know what to do. But under a general, 63,000 people were killed. The whole country enveloped by insecurity. The whole country. When they took over, insecurity was just restricted to the northeast. But by the time Buhari was leaving, insecurity was in northeast, northwest, north central, southeast, south, southwest, everywhere. No place in Nigeria could escape it. So in terms of insecurity, they made things worse than they made it. They made the economy worse than they made it. Inflation in Nigeria in 2015 under Goodluck Jonathan, you can go and Google it, was 9%. Inflation, as Buhari was living, was over 25%. Unemployment under Buhari was over 33%. So there was virtually no reason to justify any Nigerian who has brain and sense to put his vote for APC. And that's reflected in the voting. If you look at the voting pattern, you find out that even if you just take the one that the highly disputed result that INEC announced, you see that Tinubu was declared winner with 8.7 million votes. Atiku got 6.9 million votes. P2B got 6.1 million votes. And Rabi Kwankwaso 1.2 million votes or thereabout. Now, if you calculate the votes of Atiku, Tinubu, Atiku, Peter Obi, and Kwankwaso, it was almost 15 million votes that voted against Tinubu, because those votes were against Tinubu. But I don't want to dwell into that, because when you dwell into that, they will tell you that the reason why Tinubu won was because these votes were divided, which is not true. Because Atiku, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, they were in the same party in 2019, and the APC still won the election by rigging. So nothing would have stopped them from rigging the election. The only thing that could have stopped APC from winning the 2023 presidential election is to stop them in their track, in their rigging machinery. And since they couldn't be stopped, they have to emerge winner. That's my own understanding. It's not basically that the votes were divided. When it was not divided in 2019, why didn't they win? Kwankwaso, Atiku, and Peter Obi, they were in the same party in 2019. Why didn't they win? Why didn't they win? They didn't win that time because also the election was allegedly rigged. The same thing is what happened in 2023. The election was not free and fair. This time around, it is like many believe that it was rigged electronically, especially when they stopped, INEC stopped the upload of the results in real time from the polling units across the country, claiming that there were glitches. That's really the main reason why the election went the way it did. It's not because these people divided the vote. But the summary of it is that Nigerians rejected APC. There's no doubt about it. Nigerians rejected APC administration. However, using the instrumentality of being the government in power, they were able to maneuver their way back to power. And since Nigerian people can tolerate them again, so they are staying put. That is basically it. But the important thing for me is for people to take away from what Bugaje said, that Peter Obi was a symbol of change that was needed in the country. It means that he acknowledged that Peter Obi stands for change, and that in fact, he was saying that this is not just about Peter Obi, it's about the need for change. A lot of people have said that it could have been any other person who had the courage to challenge the status quo, like Peter Obi. But Peter Obi was the only one that was able to have the courage to challenge the status quo, and people followed him. And his exemplary leadership, his records, and everything else added impetus to what he eventually became in terms of emerging the topmost political character in Nigeria today. He was he was a phenomenon. P2B was a phenomenon. It was a phenomenon because from nowhere he began to be the topmost political actor in Nigeria, and he really shook the establishment. But for that so-called glitches, he was headed for unprecedented victory, which Babashi Lawal, the former secretary to the federal government, has acknowledged, and which I have also told you about that. If you go to INEC IRIF, go and check the results. Go to the INEC IRIF, go and check all the results in military establishments in Nigeria. Already some study have been done about it. P2B won 90% of all the polling units in military establishments where you cannot rig election. P2B won nationwide from Sokoto to Kaduna, Kaduna to Kano, Kano to Lagos, Lagos to Calabar, Calabar to Akwa Ibom. Anywhere, you go and check it. I've done a video on it. You can search for it, go and watch it. P2B won in all the military establishments in Nigeria. 90% of all the military establishments in Nigeria, P2B won them. In Lagos, in Kano, in Kaduna. These are places that shows you pan-Nigerian military establishments, military barracks, military schools and organizations. They are where you see the most patriotic of all Nigerians, the most patriotic of conglomeration of Nigerians. They voted for P2B. 90% of them voted for P2B all across the country, irrespective of religion, ethnicity. You can go and check it to verify. That shows you that he had a national mandate. He has a national support. And Bugaje, in that interview, has also confirmed that. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.